that is coming on the front page of the Vanguard. Then we also have Obasanjo's era political advisor narrates the root cause of bitter rift between friends turned foes. That is coming in from the former president Obasanjo. Then we also have under it, we have the Kaduna ex-governor, many battle. Kaduna ex-governor, many battles. Then we also have another caption, Nasir El-Rufai as a threat to national security by Fani Kayode. Then under it on page 9, still on the Vanguard this morning, Lassa killed 70 as NCDC confirmed 318 cases. Lassa killed 70 as NCDC confirmed 318 cases. Then on page 28, still on the Vanguard, Awujale, Ogun, disown alleged Ifra choice. Awujale, that is the caption. Then Ogun, disown alleged Ifra choice. Then on page 28, still on the Vanguard this morning, another opposition governors set to defect to APC. Another opposition governor set to defect to APC. That is still coming on the front page. Then still on page 4 of the Vanguard, FCT poll, Kano River by-election. Kano River by-election, that is the caption. Then we have APC leads PDP, ADC in titanic battle for Abuja, dominates River and Kano. APC leads PDP, ADC in titanic battle for Abuja, dominates Rivers and Kano. We shall be looking into that. Then we also have apathy, late start, votes buying, allegation, trail exercise. Then we also have another caption, CSO, Yega, African raises the alarm over alleged 10,000 votes trade. CSO, Yega, African raises alarm over alleged 10,000 voters trade. That is still coming on the headline this morning. Then on page 3 of the Vanguard, we also have Otatol's Gate James. Otatol Gate James, that's the caption. Then tears, blood and death again. Tears, blood and death again. Then on page 13, still on the Vanguard, Jesse Jackson invested parts of his political careers in Nigeria, says by Professor Akiyemi. Jesse Jackson invested parts of his political career in Nigeria by Professor Akinyemi. Then on page 6, still on the Vanguard, he is 68, but what he is asking for will kill him. I mean, this under caption here. He is 68, but what he is asking for will kill him. I don't know what is going on there, so quickly grab a paper to know what will kill the person that is asking for something at age 68. Then quickly moving to the up page, the front page of the Vanguard, on page 6, where we have 2026 city village boys set stage for new Tinubu / Obi face off. 2027 city village boys set stage for new Tinubu Obi face off. Then on page 20, we also have in 2023, it wasn't glitch. We don't know the word we will hear in 2027. In 2023, it wasn't glitched. We don't know the word we will hear in 2027, coming in from Bishop Cooker. Then on page 2, still on the Vanguard, we have Tariff, the small wine importer who flooded Trump. Tariffs, that's the caption. The small wine importer who flooded Trump. All right, a quick look at the 2027 City Boy and Village Boy set stage for new Tinubu's face off. I mean, this has become a serious tussling, and so many captions for the City Boy and the Village Boy movement, all for the presidential election coming up. And a quick overview of the City Boy and the Village Boys narratives. Let's look at the narrative. I mean, Nigerian political commentators and youth group are increasingly framing the 2027 presidential race between President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and former Governor Peter Obi in terms of two competing grassroots youth movements. One side is the City Boy movement, of which you know is President Tinubu, which has been relaunched by Seyi Tinubu, the son of President Tinubu, and features prominent business figure and influencer. For example, we have people like Obi Iyagu, known as Obi Kubana, then Pascal Okechukwu, known as Kubana Chief Priest, as South coordinators. This group is aligned with Tinubu 2027 campaign and focuses on structure, resources-backed mobilization using rallies, empowerment programs, branded buses, and giveaway. And we also have In Response. Peter Obi supporters launches the Village Boy movement in Abuja, a civic platform built around grassroots activism, volunteers, mobilizations, and a moral contrast to what they characterize as the elite-driven city boy culture, and is framed as representing a Nigeria that work before it, earn and earn before it spend, and reject political endorsements like vote buying. I mean, they have come out, the city boy and the village boy, which is the former governor, Peter Obi, coming out with the village boy movement and city boy movement, is in both contradictory and all for the sole aim of contesting for the next president of Nigeria. They are all in campaign, as you can see. Most of some the celebrities and some Igbo men that are well known, like Kubana Chief Priest and Obi Kubana, and have been endorsed by Sheyi Tinubu, which is the son of the president, and they are all coordinating the southeast zone. And we can see that it's all on this is based on the election coming up on 2027. I mean, let's look at the signals of what the city boy and the village boy is all about. Then the city boy and village boys framing the Vanguard, according to Vanguard story, this is according to Vanguard, city boy are seen as elite, resource-oriented, and they're able to deploy materials, benefits, and visibility to win support, particularly among youths and demographic. They will also have the village boy on the village boy side, which is talking about Peter Obi, positioning themselves as a volunteer-driven, grassroots, volunteer-based, and opposed to transactional politics. I mean, these are most of the signals and the narratives there. And again, we also have the rivalry isn't literally about where people live. Rather, it symbolizes languages for contrasting political organizations, styles, campaign, and resource versus grassroots commitment. I mean, this is such a huge one coming in on the case of the city boy and the village boy presidential race election. I mean, campaign is already out, and we can see that President Tinubu's son has already relaunched the city boy movement. All right, and coordinating other people to join him in the city boy movement to make sure that the election is delivered. All right, a quick look at what other papers are saying this morning. Let's look at the Tribune. Let's see what the Tribune has for us this morning. On the front page of the Tribune, we have politics of electoral amendment. Politics of Electoral Act amendment, where we have how APC's governor lost out to NAS members. How APC governors lost out to NAS members. Then under the caption, we also have governors alleged plan to smuggle indirect primary elections into amended electoral law yanked off by lawmakers. Governors alleged plan to smuggle indirect primary elections into amendment electoral law yanked off members. Then a quick look at the op on page 5, still on the Tribune, where we have ghost workers controversies. Also governors invite EFCC, ICPC to investigate alleged padded payroll. Also governor invite EFCC, ICPC to investigate alleged padded payroll. Then we also have Osun Varsity VC threatened legal action against audit firms. Osun Varsity VC threatened legal action against audit firm. Let's quickly move down to on page 8, still on the Tribune this morning. Gunmen abduct couple, shoot one in Ondo. Police on the trail of abductors. Gunmen abduct couple, shoot one in Ondo. police on the trail of abductor. I mean, this is coming as a case of insurgency and a case of abductors. And we're seeing that the police is on the trail for abductors here. Quick look at that to see what the papers is saying regarding that aspect. Then on page 29, still on the Tribune, Benue communities demand decisive action over renewed killing. Benue community demand decisive action over renewed killing. I mean, the case of killing that has been happening in that state, in Benue State. I mean, they are asking for a decisive action on the renewed killing that has started again in Benue State. All right. We pray that there will be normalcy and there will be peace in that state. All right. A quick look at that to see what the decisive action over the renewed killing is in Benue State. Then on page 8, still on the Tribune, on the down page, we will have policemen killed two while chasing alleged internet fraudster in Ogun. Policemen killed 2 while chasing alleged internet fraudster in Ogun. All right. Then we also have on page 6, on page 4 and page 6, local government elections, low turnout of voters in FCT, Kano, River State, alleged allegations of vote buying in FCT. I mean, this is still coming in on the front page still of the Tribune this morning. A quick look at how APC governors lost out to NAS members. I mean, in NAS members. All right. A quick look at the decisive. Here is the context based on reporting and analysis from the Tribune online. I mean, according to Tribune, let's look at the context here. It says, 1, we have governors versus National Assembly members shifting influences. That's the caption. Then we have defection and legislative strength. Now they go on to say that one reason some governors may appear to have lost out of the NAS members is the APC and opposition parties have seen large numbers of defection by lawmakers at the federal level, especially to the APC, which has boosted the power of legislator in shaping party dynamic in the center. And as this is what they are saying. And in recent years, many lawmakers from opposition parties have crossed over to APC, strengthening the party majority in the House of Representatives and the Senate. All right. We also have the main reason why how APC has lost out of the NAS member. We also have role of National Assembly in the party decisions. Role of National Assembly in the party decision. They go on further to explain that the National Assembly caucus plays an important role in the internal party decision, including endorsement and candidate selection. For example, coverage of APC events shows that governors and NAS members together endorses President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as sole APC candidate for 2027, underlining the center role federal lawmakers have in the major party decisions. Then we also have another primary aim again, how APC has lost to NAS member. Primary election and internal contest. That is the headline there. Primary election and internal contest. I mean, they go on further to explain that APC governors have at a time found themselves competing with National Assembly members and offered offices holder for party tickets, or losing internal party nominations. This reflects internal party politics, where governors aren't guaranteed priority in primary context for elective positions and legislative figures. I mean, they go on and on to enumerate how the APC governors has lost out of the last members. Then we also have a strategic shift in party power. Strategic shifts in party power. Then where we have federal parliamentary growing weight. That is the caption there. Federal parliament growing weight. Then they go on to explain further as APC consolidated strength in the National Assembly. Lawmakers have growing leverage in national party politics, including influence over legislative agendas, constitutional amendments, and party endorsement. This can't at times overshadow the influence of some state governors, especially those without strong federal alliances. All right, these are the major reasons why why the APC has lost out of the NAS members. A quick look at what this means politically. What does this mean politically? In Nigeria currently, political contest, APC governors retain state level clouds, especially in local government and mobilization. Then we also have NAS members hold federal legislative power, crucial for national policy and party decisions. Then we also have internal party rules and primary processes means party offers really confer absolute control, and forcing governors and legislators to compete and cooperate with within the APC structure. I mean, these are the main reason why the governors has lost out of the NAS member, relating it to the Tribune story on this page. All right, we won't do much more on this. Let's quickly move to what the WIZKID is saying this beautiful morning. On the front page of the WIZKID this morning, we have on page 4, abduction, conversion, custody. Abduction, conversion, custody. The Walida story. That's where we're having the Walida story. Then we also have on still on the front page where we have Mokwa flood. Where did the billions for recovery go? That's a big question there. We'll still come back to that. Then on page 29, still on the WIZKID this morning, we have on page 29, Ogongo, more than a fishing festival. Agungu, more than a fishing festival. That's coming on page 29. Then on page 14, Boko Haram intercept, set ablaze trucks of fish. Then on page 33, still on the WIZKID Trust this morning, Kano APC, how 60/40 formula on settled old new members. Kano APC, that is the caption, how 60 to 40% formula on settled old new members. Then on page 14, still on the WIZKID Trust this morning, DSS to arraign El-Rufai February 25th. DSS to arraign El-Rufai February on the 25th. Then we also have Tinubu call for order as elections hold in FCT. Orders today. All right, as you see coming on the front page of the WIZKID this morning, it says Tinubu calls for order. Tinubu calls for order as elections hold in FCT. Orders today. A quick look at the front page on page 11, where we have Mokwa flood. Where did the billions for recovery go? I mean, here's a summary of the WIZKID, what the WIZKID has to say on this. I mean, what really happened in Mokwa? A quick look at what happened in Mokwa. In May 2025, severe flooding hits Mokwa local government area in Niger State, caused by heavy rain and blocked water, displacing thousands and destroying homes, infrastructure, and livelihood. The disaster was one of the Nigerian worst recent flash flood, killing hundreds and damaging road, bridges, and farmland. A quick look at the billion that was promised and was not fulfilled till now. I mean, coming out as on the headline, where did the billions for recovery go? A quick look at the promises both by the federal government, the governor, and some individuals. All right, after a tragedy, multiple funds and commitments were announced to help rebuild Mokwa. All right, we have here the federal government pledges about 2 billion in direct relief and 20 trucks of grain for victims. The federal government pledged about 2 billion in direct relief and 20 trucks of grain for victims. I mean, that's what we are saying here. Then on the second one, we also have Niger State Governor Umar Bago promised 1 billion additional food relief and resettlement support. Niger State Governor Umar Bago promised 1 billion additional food relief and resettlement support. And then we also have the state also awarded a 7 billion contract for road and bridge construction in the area. On a large scale, a report indicates that about 30 billion was pledged collectively, including federal, state, and other well-meaning individuals and organizations, for rebuilding infrastructure and restoring the community after the flood. I mean, a quick look at most of the pledges by the state and the governor and individual. I mean, the state, the federal government coming out to pledge 2 billion in direct relief and 20 trucks of grain I mean, till now they are saying that they have not received anything like that, and that the promise was just an empty promises. Then also the Niger State Governor Umar Bago, pledged 1 billion, and they are yet to receive the money that was pledged. And also the state also promised of 7 billion contract to rebuild the road, and also to rebuild the reconstruction of the bridge that has caused this mayhem, this flooding and loss of properties and life in the state. All right, these are the major reasons why they have called out that where did the billions for recovery, where has it goes? All right, and this is a big question that they are coming out to ask this morning. And what does this mean? I mean, according to Weekend Trust, covering implies major accountability issue. People in Mokwa expected rapid rebuilding and tangible improvement because of billion of naira and mark for recovery. Instead, months later, there are little visible progress, and many question where the fund were fully disbursed, properties managed and or spent in the intended reconstruction project. All right, so these are the major reasons why they have come out to say that the billions, where have the billions gone to, that they have promised the people of Niger State regarding to the flood that happened, that claimed a lot of properties and in the state. All right, let's quickly move on to the next paper and see what the papers are saying on the Sunday Telegraph. On the Sunday Telegraph, let's look at, on the front page, we have FCT Kano Rivers election. FCT Kano's Rivers election, that is a caption. Poor voters turnout, greet amputants, first outing. The caption is FCT Kano Rivers election. Poor voters turnout, greet amputants, first outing. Then under it we also have it reflects under caption under the still on the front page on page 2 of the Sunday Telegraph. We have it reflects loss of confidence in electoral processes. Then we also have we are advancing in democratic dividends, INEC and by chairman, coming by INEC chairman. You say we are advancing in democratic development, coming by INEC chairman. Then we also have ADC, PDP accused WIZKID of meddling. ADC, PDP accused WIZKID of meddling. Then on the old page of the Sunday Telegraph this morning, we have Singer Market Inferno. Singer Market Inferno. We lost over 15 billion. I mean, she's talking about the fire that caught in Kano State. I mean, it was such a horrible fire outrage. And their commander said that they have lost up to 15 billion worth of properties and worth of people's markets. All right, then we also have on page 5 on the Sunday Telegraph, NSA's phone El-Rufai claim shows why insurgent killed soldier. NSA phones, that is the caption, El-Rufai claims shows why insurgent kills soldier easily by General Williams. Then quickly moving, still on the up page, on page 5 of still on the Sunday Telegraph, where we have 15.1 inflation, why Nigerians are feeling impact by Riwan Yusuf Man NLC. 15.1% inflation, that is a caption, why Nigerians aren't feeling impact, coming by Riwan Yusuf Man and NLC. Then on that we also have dropping figure doesn't signify economic recovery by Riwan. Then we also have Yusuf, energy costs, FX volatility, impending growth. Yusuf, energy costs, FX volatility, impending growth. Then see on the caption on the front page of the Sunday Telegraph on page 5, we have no positive effects on workers. Nothing has changed, says Ajero. No positive effects on workers. Nothing has changed, says Ajero. Then quickly moving to page 5, still on the Sunday Telegraph this morning, Akpabio, economic security improving since 2023, hails presidency, NAS and FEC. Akpabio, economic security improving since 2023, hail presidency, NAS and FEC. Then on page 14, we have President swift assent to electoral bill, suspicious, coming from Senator Tofuwomo. President swift assent to electoral bill suspicious, says by Senator Tofo Womo. Then on page 6, on the Sunday Telegraph, the down page, where we have don't impersonate Ajule elects. Fusuwamwa ruling House 1 reps Kuye. I'll take it again. Don't impersonate Ajule elects. Fusuwamwa ruling House 1 reps Kuye. Then on page 4, still on the Sunday Telegraph, Patron backed Tinubu's executive orders 9. Patron backs Tinubu executive orders 9. Says move will boost accountability, investor confidence. Says moves will boost accountability, investor confidence. All right. Then a quick look at the FCT and Kano Rivers election. The poor voters turnout, great impotent, first outing. All right, here's a clear examples of why the Sunday Telegraph has come in to say that on the analysis, poor voters turnout during the great applicant's first outing, referring to the first major electoral monitoring under the new INEC chairman, Professor Joyce Amputan. And why many eligible voters stays away from the polls. I mean, here's the key reasons voters turns poor in the FCT and some other places. One, we have here general voters' apathy and lack of confidence. They have gone on to say that many voters stays home because public confidence in Nigeria electoral processes is low. Interviews with officials says at polling units noted that extremely few registered voters shows up to cast ballots, even early in the day. Sometimes only a handful out of hundreds of thousands. This suggests many people feel voting won't change outcome, or that previous mistrust in the system has discouraged participation. Then we also have here declining trust in election. Declining trust in election. Then they go on further to explain that observers, including political figures and commentators, says that lack of faith that votes will count, or that result will be credible, has made Nigerian disengage from the process. I mean, they are coming in to explain here that, based on declining trust in election, because many people believe that votes doesn't count in Nigeria, and they are coming that these are the major reason why the turnout was so poor in FCT. The first one we look at here was general voters' apathy and lack of confidence. I mean, many Nigerians lack confidence in coming out to vote because of the voting system and how it's been done. And here we are seeing that on second one, declining trust in election. And the main Nigerian don't want to come out to vote, and it shouldn't supposed to be so. Your vote is your right. You have to vote for the right person you want to be there, and your vote will count. All right. I mean, this resonates with comments by electoral reform advocates and past statements by Amputan himself, about voters' apathy being tied to credible concern. And still looking at the reasons why there was poor voters turnout in most of the states, timing and logistic is another strong reason. Timing and logistic is another strong reason, according to Amaputan, as in some areas, late arrival of elections officials and materials delays voting, or if frustrated will be voters who then left or never showed up in the first place. Such operational issues often reduce enthusiasm and turnout. I mean, according to the timing and the logistics, in some areas here, late arrivals of electional officials and materials delay voting frustrated would be voters. Who then left or never showed up in the first place. I mean, they're talking about the timing and logistic here. If the voters needs to be there, what the taste they need to use for voting to cast their vote, if it does not arrive on time and the ballot box does not arrive on time, how then would they meet up with the timing? These are the major reasons why the voters was poor. The turnout was poor. Another reasons here why the voters turnout poor was confusion or poor voters' education. confusion or poor voters education, where we have in a number of past local election, poor communication about polling units, location, changes in patience, or how votes has discouraged people from turning out. I mean, these structural issues can play out, or any contest and participation significantly if people are usually about where or how to vote. Then we also have here off cycles of less important polls. All right, so these are the major reasons why the turnout of voters was greatly poor, both in FCT, Kano, and Rivers State. I mean, a bigger picture here. Let's quickly look at the bigger picture of why this happened. Experts and analysts have been warning that voters' apathy has become one of the Nigeria's biggest democratic problem. Turnout rates nationally have been sidelined for years, and a trend that predates this specific election, and many Nigerians feel disengaged from political processes for reasons ranging from distrust or poor insensitive to participate. So these are the major reasons why this happened on the turnout of some places in the state and both FCT. All right, let's quickly go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue from where the papers are saying. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
Hi, welcome to IDEA TV, the first innovation television. At IDEA TV, we bring you cutting-edge stories, insights, and shows that redefine innovation across Africa and beyond. Get ready to upgrade your mind. IDEA TV is your go-to destination for the latest trending news, cutting-edge tech, and innovative ideas that shape our future. From technology and innovations, business, health, education, and agriculture, climate solutions, science, and research. Stay ahead of the curve with us at IDEA Television.
.5G technology. 5G technology promises to be a game changer by delivering ultra-fast internet speeds, low latency, and the ability to connect millions of devices seamlessly. It's going to fuel the future of smart cities, autonomous vehicles, and IoT devices, allowing them to communicate in real time. However, 5G rollout isn't without hurdles. High costs of infrastructure and regulatory issues in some regions have slowed down implementation. By 2026, the 5G market is expected to be valued at $667.90 billion, with the US, China, and South Korea leading the change. The challenge? Cybersecurity risks and data privacy will remain top concerns as more devices become connected.
All right, we are glad to have you back. This is the IDEA TV, the Innovation and Scientific Technology Television, and today is on the newspaper review segment, today being Sunday, 22nd of February. All right, let's look at what the Guardian is saying on the papers this morning. On the front page of the Guardian this morning, we have Tinubu's urges peaceful conduct of FCT, Kano, Rivers poll. Tinubu urges peaceful conduct of FCT, Kano, Rivers poll. Then we also have charges security agency, INEC, to showcase integrity. Then we also have situation room warns against democratic backslide. Situation room warns against democratic backslide. Then on the front page, still on page 2 of the Guardian, we have Defense Minister urges balanced approach to mandatory military services. The First Minister urges balanced approach to mandatory military services. Then on page 27, still on the Guardian, DSS to arraign El-Rufai February 25th over alleged cybercrime, breach of national security. DSS to arraign El-Rufai February 25th over alleged cybercrime, breach of national security. Then on page 3, still on the Guardian, we are positioning Enugu economy for global competition, says Mba. Inspector 44, 1 kilometer, Enugu Opi Nsuka Road, dualization projects. Then on page 3, still on the Guardian, Abiodun reward Nigerian best teacher with 2-bedroom bungalow. Abiodun reward Nigerian best teacher with 2-bedroom bungalow. Then on page 36, still on The Guardian, Osun APC, Governor Bikas, over alleged 13.7 billion payroll fraud. Osun APC, government Bikas over alleged 13.7 billion naira payroll fraud. Then on page, the last page on The Guardian, we have Andrew arrest orders, Epstein casualty, lessons for Nigeria. Andrew's arrest and orders, Epstein casualty, lessons for Nigeria. Then a quick look at the up page, what the page is saying on The Guardian. On page 4, why Nigerians must use Ramadan Lenten seasons to consolidate harmonious coexistence. Why Nigerians must use Ramadan Lenten season to consolidate harmonious coexistence. Then on page 28, still on The Guardian, electoral bill 2026, how President Tinubu prompt assent by may shape 2027 election. Electoral bill 2026, how President Tinubu prompt assent may shape 2027 election. Then a quick look at what the front paper is saying. Tinubu urging peaceful conduct of FCT Kano Rivers Pool. I mean, look at here's what The Guardian has to say. I mean, according to The Guardian, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu urging peaceful conduct for the Federal Capital Territory FCT Kano and Rivers Pool. I mean, here he says to ensure peace and order during the election. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on the stakeholders, voters, political parties, security agencies, and officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to conduct themselves calmly, peacefully, and with restraint during the election being held in the FCT, Kano State, and Rivers State. He emphasized that the democracy work best when elections are free from violence and intimidation and disorder. I mean, these are the words of the president. Advising the people to coordinate themselves and make sure that to ensure peace. There should be peace during the election holding in parts of Kano River and Rivers Pool. All right. Then we also have to boost public confidence in the electoral processes. I mean, the president is urging the public, this is what he has to say, is to boost public confidence in the electoral processes. Then he says, Tinubu stressed that peaceful, orderly polls helps build trust in Nigerian democratic institutions. With the Electoral Act 2026 recently signed into law, these elections are seen as an early test to the legal framework. For peace and transparency conduct. It means to reassure voters that their participation will be respected and credible. I mean, he also goes on to say to curb violence and polarization. To curb violence and polarization, the president says that given Nigerian history of election-related violence and tensions in some regions, Tinubu underscore the importance of avoiding actions that could lead to clashes or unrest, he urged. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu urging the peaceful conduct of FCT and Kano Rivers Pool. I mean, he also goes on to say to ensure voters turnout, by promoting a peaceful environment. Tinubu is also implicitly trying to encourage voters to come out without fear and exercise their civic right. Low turnout has been an issue in recent local by-elections, and a peaceful process is seen as key to reversing that trend. Then he also goes on to say to support credible and transparency election. He specifically urged INEC to ensure timely voters accreditation, smooth voting procedure, transparent collation of results, and promote publication, all of which strengthens the credibility of the outcome and help maintain public trust in the electoral system. I mean, looking at the bottom line here of what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is saying, President Tinubu called for peaceful conduct ahead of the FCT, Kano and Rivers election reflects a broader push by political leaders and institutions. To prevent violence, to build voters' confidence, and to ensure elections and credible orders, especially under the new Electoral Act law. Signed. All right, these are the Tinubu peaceful conduct, peaceful talk on the peaceful conduct of the FCT and Kano Rivers poll, in urging the public to come out to vote and not be scared of voting. Your vote will count, and if it is everywhere should be done, everything should be done accordingly, and there should not be violence. And if there's any need for violence, the security will take their place to make sure that such place is being brought to normalcy. These are his words, and he has really come out to urge each and everyone to come out to vote, and your vote will count. All right, let's quickly move to the next paper to see what the Punch is saying this morning. All right. On the front page of the Punch this morning, leading story there, 2027, INEC to unveil new timetable. 2027, INEC to unveil new timetable. That is coming in on the front page of the Punch this morning. Then we also have on the up page, where we have on page 3, El-Rufai Malami, detention, cripple ADC, coalition talk stall, party cries, force, slam federal government. Then we also have on page 6, APC leads as voters apathy, mass FCT council poll. APC leads as voters apathy, mass FCT council poll. Then quickly moving to page 6, still on the Punch this morning. By election, opposition kicks in Kano, APC clears Rivers assembly seat. By election, opposition kicks in Kano, APC clears Rivers assembly seat. Then on page 27, still on the Punch this morning, protest rocks Ondo as bandits demand 80 million for abducted couple. This is such a sad one. Protest rocks Ondo as bandits demand 80 million for abducted couple. This is such an outrageous amount of money being requested by the bandits. This is such it has really come to demoralize Nigerian economic, and this banditry of people, of group of people, has really come to destabilize the stability of the country, and they need to be brought to an end. Demanding for 80 million is such a huge one just for a couple. All right, then moving on further, on page 14, still on the Punch this morning, why people go back to sin after Ramadan. By Ali Hikman, Chief Imam Lafiangi, is coming out to say why people goes back to sin after Ramadan. All right, quick look at that to see the major reason why people go back to sin after fasting, such a long time fasting. Then still on the caption this morning on the front page of the Punch, where we will revise schedule after review Electoral Act 2026, says Commission. We will revise schedule after reviewing Electoral Act 2026, says by Commission. Then we also have SANS wants INEC against court battle. SANS wants INEC against court battle. Then we also have another caption, see on the front page of the Punch. Party seeks clarity. PFN kicks against religious interferences. Party seeks clarity. PFN kicks against religious interferences. Then on page 8, on the down page of the Punch, where we have our father fled home for 3 days. Our father fled home for 3 days when mom gave birth to us. Looking at the identical triplets there. They are coming out to see that their father fled home 3 days after their mom gave birth to them. A quick look at that to see what are the reasons. All right, then on page 13, the down page of the Punch this morning, it says, I ate cockroach told during 40 countries. During 40 countries tour, says Ubi Sofukun. He said, I ate cockroaches, toads during 40 country tour, coming in from Obi Sofukun. Such a weird one there, eating cockroaches for doing tour for 40 countries and eating cockroaches. And toads. It's not a funny one at all. Quickly look at that to see his reasons why he has to eat cockroaches and toad. All right. Then on the down page, on page 6, still on the Punch this morning, Nigerian to buy share in my refinery latest July, coming in from Dangote. Nigerians to buy share in my refinery, latest July, coming in from Dangote. Then, all right, these are the top story on the Punch, leading the Punch story this morning. Then on the major front page story, on the front page this morning of the Punch, where we have 2027 INEC to unveil new timetable. Why INEC is preparing a new timetable for 2027 elections, a legal requirement after electoral reform. INEC is preparing to release a revised election timetable because of the new Electoral Act 2026 has changed the legal framework for ongoing elections. Since a new law has come into effect, any existing schedule based on an old status must be updated to comply with the new legal requirements. They also have aligning with the Electoral Act 2026. Still talking about the 2027 INEC to unveil new timetable, and the INEC are coming in to say that aligning with the Electoral Act 2026. The Electoral Act 2026, which the National Assembly passed, and President Tinubu recently signed, set fresh timeline and deadline for key stage of the electoral processes. All right, and we also have respond to stakeholders' concern. Respond to stakeholders' concern. Relating it to the INEC unveiling new timetable. It says respond to stakeholder concern. Political parties, civil societies, and other stakeholders have been urging clarity on the dates and sequence of activities ahead of 2027. Especially because the previously announced timetable raised concern about the clash with religious observers. Like Ramadan, releasing a new timetable is seen as a way to address such conduct and allow parties, aspirants, adequate preparation time. All right, so these are the major reasons why 2027 INEC to unveil new timetable, and we can see that they are trying to align and to amend one or two changes to make sure that it features in because of the new electoral law that was signed into law by the president. All right, let's move on to the next paper to see what the Nation. That will be our last paper this morning. On the front page of the Nation this morning, we brought to you that polls APC. All right, polls, that is the caption. APC leads in 5 states, 5 FCT councils, win Rivers seat. Polls, that is the caption. APC leads in 5 FCT councils, win Rivers seat. Then we also have PDP candidate leads in Gwagwalada area council. We also have under caption APC ahead in Kano election, NNPP, PDP, ADC by court. Then we also have INEC shares his peaceful, orderly polls amid low turnout. Then on the front page of the Nation, where we have old members alleged hijack in Enugu as APC hold Congress in state. Then we also have on page 2, still on the Nation, troops disrupt IPOB, kidnapped pilots, rescue 5 in southeast. Troops disrupt IPOB, kidnap plot, rescue 5 in southeast. Then moving down to the down page, still on the last paper, the Nation we have this morning, Omahi decries vandalism on Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. Omahi decries vandalism on Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. Then on the down page, we have Fani Kayode, El-Rufai writes tapping confession, helpful in war against terror. Then on the front page, the major front page here, where we have APC leads in 5 council, win Rivers seat. Let's quickly look at that. According to the Nation here's a summary of what the Nation has to say about the recent polls outcome, particularly that the All Progressive Congress, APC, is leading in 5 Federal Capital Territory, FCT, area council election and has won by-election seats in Rivers State. APC leads in 5 FCT area councils. In the Federal Capital Territory, FCT area council poll, early returns from the Independent National Electoral Commission results portal shows that APC with a strong lead in most of the council race, particularly in key areas such as Amak and Galki, Gwarimpa, Nyanya, and other wards. FCT elections are for 6 area councils: Abaji, Amak, Wari, Gwagwalada, Kuje, and Kwali, where voters are choosing chairman and councillor. While the APC dominates early results across many units, there are still ongoing collation and upload of results as INEC continue to proceed returns on its results portal, which is the RAVs. Then a quick look at APC performance across Abuja. Result from individual polling units, Ike in Amak and other areas, shows the APC securing early leads in both chairmanship and councillorship votes. I mean, APC is really turning out, and they're really on the front lead of both the chairmanship and the councillorship votes. I mean, they are on the front line. I mean, despite the strong showing, the People Democratic Party, PDP, and small parties like African Democratic Congress, ADC, have made inroad in some areas, including PDP win in Gwagwalada, according to other reports. APC wins Rivers State by-election. In Rivers State, the APC won the by-election for the Kana 2 State House of Assembly seat with its candidate, Heritia Balubari, securing a large majority of votes over rivals from parties like the Action Alliance, NNPP, YPP, and ZLP. True turnout was low. Though turnout was low. All right, then we also have this victory represents a gain for the APC in legislative contest in Rivers State, even as the PDP remains major party in the region. All right, so we have come to see that the APC is really leading in most of the states across the nations, and PDP is leading in some states too, like where we have PDP winning in Gwagwalada, and we also have some other places where other parties are still trying to come up with win, but the APC is still topping. All right, so these are the major stories that were brought across your way this morning, being the 22nd of February 2026 on Sunday. All right, a quick recap on most of the papers this morning before we call it a wrap of the day. On the Vanguard, we brought to you, on the front page of the Vanguard, we brought to you that Tinubu's secret opinion polls. The caption is El-Rufai versus Nuhu Ribado. Tinubu's secret opinion polls. That is a caption for the Vanguard this morning. Then on the Tribune, we brought to you on Tribune, politics of Electoral Act Amendment, how APC governors lost out of NAS members. How APC governors lost out of NAS members, coming in on the Tribune. Then the next paper we have was Weekend Trust. On Weekend Trust, we brought to you that the Walida story, abduction, conversion study, the Walida story. We also have Mokwa flood, where did the billions of for recovery go? Then we also have on the Sunday Telegraph, we brought to you on the front page, FCT Kano Rivers election, poor voters turnout great Amaputan first outing. Poor voters turnout great Amaputan first outing. All right, this is still on the front page. We also have 15.1% inflation, where Nigerian are feeling impact by Rewan, Yusuf, MAN, and NLC. Then on the Guardian, we brought to you this morning that Tinubu urges peaceful conduct in FCT, Kano, and Rivers poll. Tinubu urges peaceful conduct of Tinubu urges FCT conduct of FCT, Kano, and Rivers poll. Then on the Punch, on the front page of the Punch, we brought to you that 2027 INEC to unveil new timetable. 2027 INEC to unveil new timetable. Then on the last paper, which is The Nation, we brought to you that polls APC leads in 5 FCT council, wins Rivers seat. Polls FCT leads in 5 FCT council, win Rivers seat. All right, so these are the major trending stories and trending headlines that were brought across your way today on IDEA TV. Do it and give us another time as we go on tomorrow. Stay with us tomorrow by this time, by 8 a.m. We'll keep dishing to you most of the trending story on the world of politics, health, and entertainment. All right, I still remain Gabriel Matthew Suriki. Thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your day.